I could talk about this on Periscope. And I said, ooh, good idea. So it's about petering out, just kind of fizzling out after 4 weeks into a school term. So I school year round and I have 6-week terms, and I definitely, 4 weeks feels like for me about my maximum of how long I can keep going, like carrying energy with me. After 4 weeks, I do feel done. I've definitely been there. I'm there every 4 weeks about. But yet I keep planning 6-week terms because really I found you have to go longer than 4 weeks to really start building momentum. And then we take a break week every 6 weeks. And that really helps with the recharging and resetting the house, getting going again, but also just building back up those energy reserves and getting done the things that do just have to be done, but we have to put off because homeschooling is kind of our job. So look, a break week is coming, and that really helped me push through that 4th week, because I definitely relate. The 4th week is where I felt like I'm done. I throw in the towel. I just want to take a day off. But I really, with a 6-week chunk, you can really make some meaningful progress, whereas 4 weeks and then a break week feels really choppy. You kind of the kids start getting in a groove, and then you take a break, and it's just a little bit too much of a break. There's that ratio of work to break, I feel like, is just off. So 6 weeks on and 1 week off, and that 5th week I've found is not as bad as the 4th. Like at the end of the 4th week, I'm just done. And so pushing through that feeling is something that break week at the end of 6 weeks is supposed to help with. It did help with me anyway. Knowing that break week is coming up helped me just push through that feeling. Now, sometimes there are things that come up, so it's not just a feeling. The feeling, I think, is universal. Like, okay, I have reached the end of my rope. Let's just take a day off. The break week helps with the feeling, but sometimes there are things that just build up. The mess builds up, the chaos builds up, the books get all over the house, there's no more food in the house, there's stuff that happens. We're homeschooling, that means we're in our home, that means life is happening all the time. And life happening is messy. And sometimes we have to deal with life, and we can't just keep up those routines as if we are machines, or as if, kids going to school and the teachers show up. That's a job, and they just show up and they just do it because that time is set aside and it's scheduled and everyone's counting on everything happening that way. But we have to be juggling a lot of things at once and in the same place. We aren't going off to this separate place that is totally set aside and reserved, and the schedule is totally reserved for this one thing to be happening. We have everything kind of going on at once. So it's a different situation, and we have to be realistic and know that, we have to handle the dishwasher breaking down and flooding the kitchen and that kind of thing. That stuff happens, and we have to stop and deal with those things. And so when it's real life interruptions that are happening, you just have to take that time off and deal with it. Whether that's a half a day or 1 day, if you take a day off to get a grip again on life stuff that happens, and say the Friday of the 4th week, kind of where you just start feeling that way, instead of pushing through on that Friday, maybe take that Friday off and do a big everyone working together house cleaning day, or deal with whatever needs to be dealt with, or make it an errand day, and you have an audiobook in the car or something. Tell everyone, we're going to do morning time in math, and then we're going to get a handle on things. And know if days like that happen in the middle of our term, that just is life, and it does not affect our break week. Nothing touches our break weeks. The break weeks are break weeks. And it doesn't matter what else happened. The break weeks do not go away. Yes, they are sacred. And I don't worry about it. And, it all works out. And when you go into your school days and you're not burnt out, you make a whole lot more progress in a shorter amount of time. So I feel it's more valuable to take the time off that's needed so that you can have those days that are full of energy and you are all cheerful and on board together doing the same things. You need fewer days of school to get the same amount of work done if you or the kids are not operating in burnt out mode. So when you feel that burnt out mode coming on, then take a half day. The teachers in the schools are doing it all the time, and take a teacher day, take a home ec day. I like that idea. And just get things back under control, do something that'll help you feel a little better. There are days that we do just have to plow through, and so that's, I think, where it gets really difficult in our mentality, because we do know that we have to keep going, that we have to push through our feeling of being just wanting to give up today, or when we have a headache and it's raining. It's like, well, we can't just not do school because it's raining. That kind of would be a little too much. But taking a day off to get a handle on things again, to just say, all right, everyone's going to have an audiobook today, and I'm going to clean the kitchen and catch up on the laundry. No one's worse for the wear when that happens, especially just once or twice a term. So I wouldn't sweat that, and I wouldn't let that touch the break week. Still take the break week, because you need that.